In the last tutorial, we took a look at the module manager and different module positions that you need in order to create templates. Now, it's very important that you do understand those, so do take a look at that before you go on to creating your first template. Now, in order to use templates, we're going to use the extension manager, and we've got two things here. We've got the extension manager here on the right where we can upload our templates, and we can also use the template manager in this section as well. Now, in order to understand a template, let's take a look at what's going on with these different templates. I have one that shouldn't be here yet because I'm about to install that. Now, the templates that are currently installed are the BS3, Protostar, and System. If I go into Protostar, this is a typical template, and there's a lot of files going on here, and maybe more files than we really need. And we'll be looking at what these different files do at a later time. Anyway, the main files that you need are the template details file and the index file, and then maybe your CSS folder, but we'll get to that when we look at our template. So I'm going to open up one of my templates, and I've already got my files created, and this is going to be the Joomla template 1 version 1 simple. And I've only got 3 files in here: my index, my styles, and my template details. The template details is the main file that you need to have in order to install this particular template. Now, this file has details about this template which are really important, and it's an XML file, so you do need to make sure that you either type in this information exactly as it is, or even better, find a file somewhere else and just hack it, change the information that's in there. But I want to point out some things that are really important. In Joomla 2.5 and above, I think they changed what used to be here, and they call it extension. It used to be called something different. The first really important information is this one called name. The name is the name of the folder that the files are going to be in, and you want to make sure that that matches typically the name of your template. The next thing that we have is our creation date. Then we have author information if we want all of that. We have a description of it, and we can, of course, create a longer description and even have, I think, some HTML in there if you like. The next section is a list of the files and or folders that you have with this installation. I've got the 3 files that I have here: the index.php, the template details XML, and the styles.css file. And then after that, I close the extension because this is XML. Everything has to be properly closed. Now, my styles is actually a blank document. All it has is a comment in there that says my CSS will go here. And of course, this is not a CSS tutorial. And the last part is my main index PHP file. And this is the template for my Joomla template here. Or this is the template for, I guess, this particular template. This is the most important file because it has the HTML and PHP in it that determines what is going to be showed where in this template. Of course, we have our head section, the very first thing that we have here, and I do want to point out these comments are what I'm going to be basically talking about. Anything that has a comment will be talked about in the tutorials. Anyway, the JDoc include type equals head is a little PHP code here that tells me that that is going to include the head code of this particular template or needs, or the needs of this template in the head section. What I mean by that is that we might have the meta descriptions, the keywords, the any JavaScript files, any component files that are installed into my current Joomla installation will be output by this particular code. The next thing that we have is our first module position. The module position that I've created here is called TopNav, and you can see the name right there. Now, that TopNav name is going to be used in the module manager in Joomla, and we'll go back to that in just a second. The next thing that we have is our main component. Our main component right now is the just the content of our page. Then I have an aside and a footer, and I'm not really worried about those right now. We may add some different module positions as we go forward. Now, in order to install this, I need to do two things. I need to either drag this folder over to the templates folder in my Joomla installation, or I can make a zip file with the files. Now, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, which is using the zip file and installing that. In order to do that, we go to Extensions in our Joomla installation, go to the Extension Manager, and we choose the package file that we want. And I happen to have the zip file already selected, so I'll hit Open and then Upload and Install. Now, this says that the template was installed successfully. If I go back to my templates, you'll see that that folder now appears, and I can go inside of it, and the different files will appear here. Now, if you did not make the file called template details, and you don't have all the file names listed here, then if you use the zip method, the files will not exist in your installation, because unless they are in your template details XML file, they will not transfer over properly. And that's just something to note. It's kind of important. Now, files that are inside folders will, and we'll get to that at a later time. Anyway, I now have that installed, so I'm going to go over to my template manager, and I want to set this as the default. You can see it actually installed it 3 times for me here, at least it shows that, and the reason why is because this is the 3rd time I've installed this. Anyway, I chose that as my default template just by clicking on the little default star right there. And let's just say that I want to save that. I guess it already is saved. It says that it did that automatically. Let me go back to the template manager though. And what do I want to do? Oh yeah, I want to select a template here and go inside of it. Always forget that. There we go. So the options, menu assignment, that's not really what I want. Haha, what do I want? I guess I want edit. No. I always forget where to go in here. Of course, templates over here on the left. Here's the styles, templates on the left. That's what I want. All right, now, looking at this, you can see the different templates that are installed, and you may notice that my installs are not showing up. In fact, it's not showing the previews here at all because I don't have a preview image. You can see that it shows that it's a site template, version 1, 2013, and it has my basic information. I guess that's really it for right now. Anyway, let's take a look at what this template looks like. I've just refreshed in the view of this website in order to show the content. Now, one of the things that we can look at right now is the information that's coming out by the head output, and you can see it's outputting a lot of different information right there. All of that is coming from the JDoc include head section. The next thing that we have is our module for our top navigation, and nothing is showing there at all. And then the last part is our page content, and that's all the way down to the end of this article right there. So the problem is that we are not getting our main menu. So I'm going to go over to the module manager, go over to the main menu right here, and choose the new position. Now I can look through this list, or I can just go ahead and type in what I want, which I know is top nav. So now I'm going to save that and close it, and now when I go back and I refresh, you'll see that my menu is showing in the top nav section. If I refresh this as well, come back up, there you go, module for top navigation, and it is indeed showing right there. So it's very important that you have not only in your template where the position of that particular module is going to appear, or here it is, here's the module for the top nav, but also in your Joomla installation you need to choose that the module that you are talking about, there's the main menu module, is in the same module as your template. And so very important to be able to do that, and that is our first basic template. Let us go on to the next one, so go on to the next tutorial.